So, I've not told many people this story because it does sound very arrogant.
No.
But I wasn't, and I didn't call. Mike Surman owned Gambler Lures at the time. They were a sponsor of mine. And Mike knew I wasn't that way. But I pre-fished. We had our pre-fishing times back then just like they do now. I say just like, similar. And my life was revolved at that time around winning a Bassmaster Classic.
Yeah.
So I had a good pre-fish. And a real good pre-fish. The first thing, in my opinion, you have to do to win a tournament is find the winning area.
Yeah.
And then the next thing is dissect it. And with multiple day tournaments, 3 days, 4 days, you've got to really, like I said, dissect it. So I found an area that I knew, looking at weights in that area, what it would take and what I called in practice, that I could win. And I fished baits. Different baits to try to see which was the best bait. And if I had to throw a helicopter lure to win the Bassmaster Classic, I was not too proud to throw anything.
Yeah.
A pink rooster tail I would throw to win the Bassmaster Classic. I don't know why you wouldn't. You use the best bait.
Yeah.
And I catch a lot of flack about, you just used that bacon rind because that's totally not true. Not because it was a plastic sponsor of mine. I tried everything I could try, and I really tried hard to get them to bite a jig better. I really did, because I was a jig guy 100% at that point. But for some reason, with the wings trimmed off of the bacon rind, it was the best bait. So I called Mike Surman.
When is this? How far ahead of the
couple weeks
before
the Classic? Yeah, when we had an official practice period, and then it was a couple weeks at that point. So I called Mike Surman, and I said, hey, and I trust and I think the world of Mike Surman to this day, and I did then. And I said, hey, I think I got a real good shot to win this Bassmaster Classic on one of your baits. And he's like, oh, really? I said, yeah, the bacon rind. I said, and I knew at the time that Basil Bacon was getting a royalty on that bait. I said, if I win the Classic on that bait, is it just going to make Basil Bacon a lot of money, or will we work something out? And he said, you go win the Classic, and I promise you, we'll work something out. Nothing in writing. I didn't need anything in writing from Mike Surman. I knew his word was gold. And it turns out that I did, and I won it on the bacon rind. And I've heard so many stories that are not true about that. I mean, I even had someone that's got a podcast that told me, you didn't even catch him on the bacon rind. I'm like, what? I know we didn't have live TV back then, but are you serious? You're and that's insulting to look me in the face and tell me I didn't catch fish on a bait that I know I caught them on to win the Bassmaster Classic. But anyway, it is what it is. There's a lot of rumor about baits back in the day before we had, and I don't hold that against the person that's saying that, but they just heard a lot of misinformation. But yeah, I won it on the bacon rind. 13 and 15, I weighed in. I caught on the bacon rind.
And you freaking pointed out, curse.
Well, I got real lucky, but credit
dude, that has to. I mean, dude.
So it changed Gambler Lures. They went from a small company to a much bigger company because they had the Florida screw lock weight, and the bacon rind, and I used both to win the Classic. And there again, I got to give credit where credit's due. Mike Surman looked after me, and it paid me a fair amount, a lot of money. I guess 30 years off of a royalty.
Does Basil Bacon really like you?
Oh my gosh! So do you remember Basil? He wore like
coffee time
polyester slacks. So like I noticed right after I won the Classic, he had a different color every day. I think the world of Basil. Yeah, when you think flipping, we were talking about a flip stick earlier. You have to think of him. But yeah, it was a good day for him too. It was a good day.